So I'm going to be making an indoor fairy garden, at least attempt to make one. I've never done this before, not an indoor one, and not one this small. I've made some outdoor ones that were in big containers. So we'll see how this goes. But I have some plants that I had to get some babies off the mother plants. They were getting very big, and one of the plants, I've had to do this a couple of times. So I had no choice. So I thought, what better time than now to attempt this, right? It had to be done. So anyways, I'm going to attempt to do a beachy theme. Never done that either. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. I don't know. So I picked this up at Dollar Tree. Just regular container, but I was hoping to get something that wasn't this tall, but it is what it is. It's a little taller than what I wanted, and it's smaller around, so I don't know how this is going to work, because I did want it to be shorter and bigger around to be able to put all the things in that I wanted to put, but I don't know. We'll just see. And, nothing special about this. They only had like 2 different designs to pick from. And again, I really needed to get these plants transplanted. And I did have other smaller containers to do this, or planters. But anyways, the plants that I needed to do this with, I have some aloe. My aloe plant, it started out with I had one aloe plant, and I have already, oh my goodness, this aloe plant, last summer, I have had to take babies off of it, and I gave away to some of my friends, like 3 or 4 starters of the babies. And I have 5 other plants that from the mother plant. I have 5 other ones that I've already had to take some more of these off of. And I still have, besides these 2, I still have more to plant. Or, I'm sorry, not plant, but to put in some other pots that I have, some smaller pots. But I figured these 2 I'll do in this fairy garden. And then this one was a succulent plant, and I got this one 2 years ago, the mother plant. It was just a small succulent, and it is huge. And I should have done this a long time ago. These are just a couple of the babies, and this plant is like really huge. So these are the ones that I just picked to do in here, and hopefully I have enough room to do what I'm going to do. I don't know. We'll see. So then I went and I was at Dollar Tree, right, picking this up. So I picked up just a few things because I thought I would do beachy, right? So I picked up this. So I put that over there. Picked up these little tiny seashells. Let's see if you can see. We're going to be using those. And picked up these little things. These were all at Dollar Tree. And let's see. Picked up this. See, this is so small, I just don't know how this is going to work. And picked up this. If you can see those. I'm going to cut these all out of here in a minute. And let's see. We got us some moss. And then some white sand. And then just one of these. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. At Dollar Tree, they have little plastic succulent plants. If you don't want to use real ones, I had to use real ones. That's the whole purpose of this anyways. And I wanted to do like some ocean, you know, to show a little bit of ocean. And they didn't have anything. They had this, the glass, crushed glass, and it was darker than what I wanted. But I did pick that up. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, because when I got home, I wanted something lighter. When I got home, I did find in my crafting stuff, I do have some crafting stuff left, I did find a lighter, it's a sand, but it's a lighter blue, and I'm going to use that. I don't know, we're going to play around with it. And I found also some white rock that I'm going to try to incorporate. And also, when I was at Dollar General, I had trouble finding like any type of fairies or anything like that. But I did find this little like baby sleeping. And I found this one. They were all $1. And I found this little windmill. And I thought this was cute too. This was $1 as well. Little walking stones. Walking pathway with little colorful stones. So yeah, I am going to cut this all open and get it ready. And like I said, this might be way too much for this. I also have, I have like little miniature beach chairs and little flamingos. I have a lot more stuff that I have outdoors. That I did like a thing in my flower bed that's like a little beach theme type thing. But like I said, this is small around. So we'll just see. I'm going to go ahead and cut this stuff open and get it ready. So I'm going to put it on pause. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some rocks in here for drainage. Now, I don't have many rocks around here. I have lava rock. I don't think that is the best thing to do, but we're going to do it anyways. I guess it's better than no rock, right? Normally, I would put just regular rock, but maybe I could have looked better, but yeah, it's raining, it's pouring rain, and I'm not even going to go there. Now, I am going to put, I was told this is good, I've never done this before, but I was told that, disclaimer, ripped up newspaper holds moisture. It helps. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I am trying to make it also to where there is not a ton of dirt in here, because we don't need that much dirt since this is so big. Again, I was told by some people that the newspaper is good. Now, I know some use it outdoors, you know, it'll break down in time, and it's good for compost. I don't know. Don't know if it's true. I've never, like I said, I've never done this with my indoor plants, but we're going to go with it. Because I am not using drain holes in this. And I don't have a, the bottom. It did not come with the bottom. And I forgot to buy one to put drain holes in this. And it's really, to be honest, I'm going to be honest here. If for some reason these do die, not make it, they do have good roots to them. But if they don't make it, I have a ton of little baby starters. And to be honest, I don't have a ton of windows for the natural light for these things. I don't. That's why I was giving the aloes away to my friends. I don't have enough windows to put these in to get that natural sunlight. So, anyways, this might be too much newspaper. I don't know. We're going with it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the potting soil. And again, this is not the soil I normally use at all. But I got it at Dollar Tree. Normally I go and get the big thing of soil. And when I'm starting out my plants indoors, this isn't the right kind I use. I don't like this kind, but we're going with it. Like I said, it's not going to really hurt my feelings if these ones don't survive. We're making a mess. And I'm really making a mess. I love being able to put this on pause. That's why I do pre-recorded videos. Okay. I had to clean up a little mess there. It was a little messy. Alrighty. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put these in. And I'm going to do it in the back. No rhyme or reason. I'm going to get dirt under my nails. That's okay. I don't mind getting dirty. Dirt comes off in the shower, right? So we're just going to plant those in there. And some people that really do indoor plants and stuff, they might be telling me, you're doing this all wrong. That's okay. Let's put that in there a little bit. Roslyn Guide to Gold, Gold and Precious Metals IRA, and Silver Brochures. With Roslyn, there are no hassles, no gimmicks, and we have the fastest shipping around. Dollar down, gold up. Pretty clear. Make gold you understand. Call Roslyn Capital today at 800-630-8900. Okay, I'm just going to dig another hole. That's 800-630-8900. Hey, Joe Biscobo here. What if Relief Factor does work for you? 3 weeks from now, you could be pain-free like tens of thousands of already broke a leaf. We'll fix that in a minute. Each of its 4 key ingredients targets a different metabolic pathway to help your body respond and run away from inflammation. I don't want these together. Do yourself a favor and try Relief Factor today. The 3-week quick start is now just $19.95. This is a step. And for some reason, these ones just grow so quick. And I might probably have to transplant them yet again. If they survive, that is. You really work with the customers to find affordable solutions. We do. We're the replacement window is one of the largest window manufacturers in North America. So we can usually offer our customers larger discounts and better financing than smaller window contractors. Other window companies don't offer your same window and door installation method. Our installers have installed thousands. Just pack that really good around those. Okay, now I'm going to do the aloe over on this side. And you offer a free window and patio door diagnosis? We do. We'll come to your home and assess your current windows. Then we'll leave you with an exact price point that's been
So you're not a high-pressure company. My background is in home remodeling as a carpenter. I've seen every window problem out there. So now I just want to help homeowners make their homes more beautiful and comfortable with the right window.
During our 31-day sales event, buy one window or door, get the next one 40% off with a minimum of 4 units. And with our special financing, pay nothing for 2 years. Call before our sales event ends on May 31st. 1-800-798-8300. It's hard to contain your excitement when you get something you really want. Like the gold standard in automotive protection, WeatherTech floor liners. With deep sculpted channels and laser measured for total protection.
And as with some fairy gardens, since this is kind of a beachy one, it's not really going to be filled with a lot of greenery.
So don't be shy, enjoy. Order your premium American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
I just needed to get these transplanted, so. All right. So we have that. That's basically going to be the back of it. Should have probably went back a little bit further with those because I need room for the sand. I guess we'll have enough room. The sand and the water. I really don't need this packed down. Just around the plants. Okay. I'm just gonna plop this fake one, I guess, in the back. Just like that. Probably gonna have to move things around so you can see it better.
Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez on the desperation in border
Let me
communities.
move this up.
No sign of ending and could
I'll move it over a little bit.
if Trump-era tech
My camera's not the best position. Okay.
to remind you, Title 42.
So we have that. So now I'm going to take this moss, or maybe not. We're going to do the stone. I'm going to put the white stone to make kind of an edging.
Meanwhile, some 1,500 Haitians
To where the sand is going to be.
to cross the U.S. live in Laredo, Texas, with Megan Lakes for us. Hi, Megan.
Here.
Hey, Julie, yeah, you're going to find those 1,500 Haitian migrants that you just referenced. But first, I want to show you some cooperation amongst the
Then when I do that, I got this. Huh. Maybe right there.
Displaying force to stop and deter any possible mass migration event.
That's where we want to stop.
Across the river, you're going to see Mexican cooperation similar to what we saw last week in Eagle Pass. The Mexican police and National Guard also partaking in today's drills. Airboats, helicopters are going to be in the air. A lot of resources being deployed. A few city blocks away from where you see those Mexican authorities is that group of 1,500 Haitian migrants. And we actually had some GPS helicopter yesterday taking this footage. The group gathering in April. A lot of people, as you just heard the congressman say, they're frustrated. That includes the Democratic judge of Webb County, which is where we are. Here he is talking about those Haitian migrants.
That's what disappoints me. Because those Haitians, they're 1,500, 10,000, as we've seen in other places.
In the past 2 hours, if you were watching after 9 a.m. or just after 9 a.m., we showed you 4 migrants stuck in the Rio Grande while trying to cross an Eagle Pass. In the past hour, we can confirm a boat with Mexican authorities to Mexico. Also from Texas GPS today, a traffic stop turns into a whole lot more. A trooper finds just under
Picking out hair. I have animals. I do apologize. So I find hair.
Texas. Border Patrol agents
and a lot
intercepted
of things.
16,000 rounds of ammunition. And just yesterday in the Rio Grande Valley sector, we can confirm a Mexican national who had previously been arrested for sexual assault in Texas was arrested, and 4 known gang members were arrested after illegally crossing into the United States. We'll send it back to you, Julie.
All right, Nate Foy, thank you so much. Homeland Secretary, Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is really hearing after his claim that undocumented migrants from the U.S. Watch.
You know what happens to these individuals? They're expelled under the Title 42. Immigration enforcement proceedings. They make their claims under the law. If those claims don't prevail,
Some of these are real white, and some of them have like a tint of yellow or whatever. Trying to get the whitest ones.
Its fact checker gave his statement 3 Pinocchios, in fact, writing, quote, Mayorkas gave the impression of a smooth-running machine. DHS, in its defense of Mayorkas' remarks, said he was only referring to what happens when an undocumented immigrant loses his or her case. That's a distinction that most viewers likely missed. Did we? I mean, meanwhile, Republicans and other critics are calling for Mayorkas to step down or even face impeachment.
My God, man. On the moment. Been called upon to resign by myself and others. Next year, we have the majority.
Okay.
This committee, which we shall. You're still in office, you'll face.
Now I'm going to take the moss. And I'm going to
from Florida, a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and also a member of the House Transportation.
try to cover up the dirt.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Okay, let's talk about Mayorkas' words. He says that undocumented immigrants were, quote, promptly removed if their claims don't prevail, he said. The Washington Post, in fact, says the opposite, that 1 million people who entered the country
Really wanted to do this outside. Get some vitamin D. We're not getting much vitamin D here.
They will immediately be placed into immigration enforcement proceedings. Well, yeah, that's true. And what are the administration's version of proceedings? It's take them into the country by a law enforcement officer under Homeland, then put them on a bus, make sure to give them some health care as well, put them on a bus, and send them somewhere else around the country to appear in court maybe sometime later in the future, maybe 2 or 3 years in the future, maybe never. That's what immediately placed into immigration enforcement proceedings actually looks like. So he's not lying, he's just not telling you the truth right there. Where he does start to lie is to say when anything is actually prompt.
Right.
It's not.
I mean, I try to teach people not to lie.
It's words like
Definition would be not telling the truth, but who am I to say? Critics of
This is the guy in charge of disinformation governance board. Right? This is the head of that.
I know, I actually love that type of misinformation. Yeah, they order the policy on misinformation. But anyway, critics of the Biden administration border policy say that their abandonment of
Now you're listening to the news in the background. Should have music going instead.
alternatives to detention is what they call it. That it's only exacerbating the ongoing southern border. You lump that in with the possibility of the eradication of Title 42 later this month, and what do you get?
Let me bring you to something that happened last week. So I sit on the Foreign Affairs Committee. I get a lot of delegations from foreign countries, their members of government, secretaries of different parts of their government, you name it. I had a delegation in from Guatemala last week in my office, and they were literally listen, these coyotes, they come on TV, they run ads saying, if you give us $5,000, $10,000, look at this ad of what Joe Biden is saying, we can get you into the United States of America, no questions asked. This is what the Guatemalan delegation is telling us. The problem as Americans and what's being aired on their TV. This problem is going across borders, and it is because of Joe Biden.
Yeah, there's a recent poll that I want to put up on the screen that shows that the majority of Americans say now is not the right time to end the Title 42 42 border policy. I mean, of all times to end this thing, why now? I mean, what are they trying to prove?
Well, this is the only COVID policy that Democrats want to get rid of. It's the one that keeps people
Okay.
to America illegal. It's the only one they want to get rid of. They want to make sure you continue to wear masks, that you're kicked out of the military if you don't get a vaccine still.
I'm just going to push it down.
Why? Because they fundamentally believe in open borders, letting people come across those borders without.
I don't even know if you can see this. Just kind of going with it. Alright, now I'm going to start putting some figurines in the mulch area. And I just don't know. I think the little windmill we're going to kind of put back here.
As you know, you've seen reporting here on this channel how migrants are drowning by the dozens, by the hundreds. People are losing their lives by coming.
And let's see.
It's a humanitarian crisis, to say the very least. Congressman Mask, thank you very much for talking to us. All right.
Maybe the one fairy sitting back there.
Now it is reportedly pitting the president against his VP.
At the end of this walkway.
Something deeper. And Republicans are rolling out a battle plan to bring down the Biden administration's disinformation board. Step one, figure out how the so-called Ministry of Truth got started.
This is another waste of money, of taxpayer dollars. This is another example of incompetence, of hypocrisy. Do we really need to make all these government agencies even more bureaucratic and put an incompetent cabinet secretary in charge of them?
We just have these little tiny things.
Not for the last time.
Try to put those in
The rules of business
the
are being
dirt.
implemented with a more flexible workforce, by embracing innovation, by looking not only at current opportunities,
To make them hold up.
resilience is the ability to pivot again.
We got the little welcome sign. I don't know if you could see that or not. I think I'm going to put this right in here.
People with plaque psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis are rethinking the choices they make. Let this splash
And then this little thing, maybe over here.
initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently.
Okay. That's about it for back here. We just don't have a lot of room in this thing. So that's going to be about it for the flower part or the plant part or whatever. So now we are going to work on the beach and the water area. But I'm going to clean up a little bit more. I have moss everywhere and wash my hands. Okay. So now looking at this, we're going to go ahead and put these in, on the sand before we put the sand on. And I'm just seeing that these are going to be too big. Both of them are going to be too big in there. So I'm going to make the decision to take this one out and put this one in. This is just too small to have everything on here. I would have loved to have both of those in there, but it's just not going to work. So I am going to put this one in, and I want to do it before I put the sand in. And I actually, what I wanted to do was put this like little baby in front of the house. This is supposed to be like a seashell house. And then my idea was to put this over here. But as you can see, there's just not going to be any room. So, what I'm going to do I mean, I could have took the rocks out, but I did kind of want to separate. I wanted to separate the, you know, have the. I wanted to do the moss to separate the greenery from the water. Like I said, I've never done a beach theme, water theme, or whatever. And I could have skipped the water part altogether too, but I think what I'm going to do is keep this out and just put, oh my goodness, hair everywhere, and put this little baby over here like that, because we still have these little figurines. We have a little seahorse, and we have some, treasure chest,
Absolutely, and I think that
and
Republicans on Capitol, and quite frankly, Democrats too. But old style liberals, the liberals that used to populate.
this is just a really tiny one. But it's easy to move around, for the plants to get sun. So,
Right now about whether or not this thing is the scariest thing that we've ever seen, or
I don't know. Don't know where to put it.
headed by a lunatic that somehow the Biden administration plucked
I
out.
guess we'll put the seahorse, maybe just lining up against that. I don't know.
What matters is anytime you have this level
And
of free speech in this country by the most powerful domestic federal agency
I guess it doesn't really matter what you do.
who claims to determine the truth versus disinformation, we should all be outraged. It should just be a ritual.
All right.
We all get
I'm going to start putting the sand in. We're just going to go with that. It just doesn't really matter.
I assume you'll disagree with that sentiment, especially Pitchfork Park and Fire. But attorneys in general from Missouri and Louisiana have filed this lawsuit, against President Biden and other top administration officials. They allege that they pressured and colluded with big tech social media companies to censor and suppress information on the Hunter Biden laptop story, COVID-19 origins, the security of voting by mail during the pandemic. The list goes on. Louisiana's AG Jeff Landry says, quote, and I read it as, quote, big tech has become an extension of Biden's big government. They are suppressing truth and demonizing those who think differently. Ripped from the playbook of Stalin and his
Just trying to cover up all the dirt. Ooh, I didn't want to go up that far.
Propagandize the masses. What say you? Are the Democrats trying to eradicate free speech?
I would disagree with that. Now, I will say I'm 100% for disclosure, for freedom of the press. So if that is the actual goal of the lawsuit that these attorneys general are trying to put forward, I support that. I had my initial concerns about what this board was supposed to do, but it seems as though they want to synergize efforts that have already been taking place in Homeland Security through different agencies already. And the kinds of disinformation that they're trying to battle are the exact things that one of your earlier guests was talking about, the human smugglers who are putting out ads saying that we have open borders, and scammers who are scamming victims of natural
I don't even know what it looks like. Run back. I can't see.
affect our national security. And if you understand what Homeland Security is about, it's about
Okay. Again, I don't know what this is going to look like because this is like sand, but
as a failure of Secretary Mayorkas and the rollout.
this is going to be our water.
Understand what it's about. But I also believe, as I think we can all agree, that there should be transparency. Americans deserve to know what their government is doing and what they're spending their time on.
Well, I got to move on to critics and Vice President Kamala Harris, and then I know you guys are going to want to get back to this if we have time. But critics are saying of the Vice President after Politico's Playbook reported that she opted not to appear with President Biden in a video about student debt forgiveness. Playbook writes, quote, the Vice President has been increasingly wary of becoming part of the public face of the administration's response. Lots of reaction on Twitter, obviously. One user asks, is there a Democrat in the country who will appear with Joe Biden? And another sarcastically calls the VP a team player, adding, quote, curious what she thinks her next step in politics is. Don't think POTUS is in the future. Maybe San Fran mayor. I don't know about that, but I don't know. Why isn't she sharing screen time with the president. Charlie?
Well, I think this is a very important point, and that is that the Biden administration policies are so unpopular they can't even get their own vice president on board with it.
Or does she just not want to do the job? I mean, because she was assigned the border, and that didn't really go so well.
Either she doesn't agree with it, or she's embarrassed to change agree. Let me jump in. Put your right for a second. I just want to say that I think number one, there are between two leaders, they can have differing opinions on certain issues, or else it would just be obsequious. And we've also seen where vice presidents and their presidents have disagreed before, and I don't think I need to go into that with people like Mike Pence and President Trump.
Guess we could have done without the white rock. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. And then we could take this little thing and put it in the water. So I'm slicing two videos together here. I noticed when I was doing the video almost to the end that it was, when I was working on the project, that I kind of was looking, and you can tell that it was not all the way in the camera, in the view of the camera. And I apologize. I'm the queen of messing up my videos. So I was almost done anyways when I did realize that. So I kind of stopped and rearranged the camera. It's kind of hard when you're working on a project, and it is what it is. So I rearranged the camera just to finish this up. And I also realized that my little windmill there, that one of the legs was sticking out of the planter. Yeah, so. And you might see my kitty cat, one of them. I have two sisters. They're old gals. I rescued them 15 years ago. You might see her head popping up. The window back behind there, I made a little cat sitting, sleeping area. There's like a, I don't know how you call it. I took some wood, and it sticks out. That's why it's kind of sticking out there. You can see, because they love laying in the window. I already said I don't have a lot of windows for my plants. Well, the cats took over this window, and I made a padding, and then I put a real cushy blanket over that, and then it is screwed into my windowsill, and the cat's like getting up there and sleeping and soaking up the sun and looking out the window. So she's a little upset with me right now because I got the window, I got the curtains closed there so that the light wasn't blaring in, so that you could see on the camera and all that good stuff. So her head's popping up every now and again. And the other cat was up there also. So they're wanting up there on their one of their beds that they sleep on in the window. But anyways, so the last thing that I had to do was I got these little shells. I mean, they're just really, really tiny. And I'm just going to kind of throw them in the sand. They came in that jar, and I mean, they have some cute little, some of them are so, I mean, some of them are even tinier than this. They are like really, really, really small. Just going to put a few in there. And I decided against putting the blue crushed glass to make the different color of water. I decided against that. When I was rearranging the camera, I put a couple of pieces to see what it would look like, and I didn't like it. So I decided against doing that. I figured we'd just leave it as is. And there you go. My first indoor beach theme fairy garden. And I really don't care for this either. This little plastic one. I might take that out. I don't know. It was my first attempt. So now on my community tab, I am going to post a picture of a fairy garden I did at my old home that I've already said before that I downsized, and I had a couple of them, and this one I did, it was like in one of those like bigger barrel planters, and I'm going to post a picture of that, and it was just a regular type of fairy garden, and it also had a water feature in it. It had like a fountain in it, and I did that one. It was like at the beginning, like spring, close to the end of spring, beginning of summer. And when I took that picture, it was already like close to fall. So, you know, when you do the fairy gardens and you put them outside to begin with, they look great. And then, you know, after the weather, you know, you get rain and you get whatever, they kind of start not looking as great. And I had, you know, a bunch of flowers in there and stuff like that. So, yeah, it took a little bit of a beating, and I would refresh it a little bit, you know, work on it a little bit. But I had a couple of those around my yard, and, you know, I'd put that little water feature in there too, because I absolutely love water features. At my older place, I had one in my front yard. It was a three-tier, like a waterfall, three-tier waterfall, and then I had like a little pond, and I had goldfish in that one because it was a smaller one I did. And then in my backyard, I had a bigger one. It had the waterfall, and then I had a bigger pond, and I had koi fish in it. Now here, I don't have a water feature. I have a smaller yard. That was the idea. I wanted less maintenance. But I'm thinking about maybe going ahead and making a water feature. And if I do, I'm going to go ahead and film that, you know, put it on there. Even though I'm not the greatest when it comes to doing videos. But more practice, maybe I'll get better, maybe not. Who knows? I will try. I know I keep saying that. But anyways, I'm going to go on that. And this one here will be easy for me to move because it is small. And I can still water that, you know, with the moss. And I put that little barrier with the rocks there. So there you go. First attempt. It is a little busy, like I said, but it is what it is. We'll just see what I do on my next video. So everyone have a great one.